You know what really worries me these days? It's not just the economy. It's not just what's happening in politics. It's something far more personal. Something that keeps millions of Americans up at night. It's the thought of losing their independence, of waking up one day and realizing that their health has slipped away piece by piece. And for seniors across this great country, nothing is more heartbreaking than realizing that even the foods we thought were helping us might secretly be hurting us. Now, let's be real for a moment. You've probably heard people say that blueberries are a superfood. Every magazine, every health blog, every TV doctor seems to be praising them. They call them nature's candy, full of antioxidants, heart-protecting compounds, brain-boosting nutrients. And they're right, blueberries are powerful. But here's the shocking truth that almost nobody is telling seniors blueberries, as healthy as they are, can turn into a dangerous trap if you're making certain mistakes with them. And the reason this matters so much is because when you're over 60, your body doesn't process foods the same way it used to. A mistake that wouldn't matter at 30 can be dangerous, even fatal, at 70. That's why today, I need you to stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to uncover the 6 biggest mistakes seniors make with blueberries, mistakes that can completely cancel out the benefits, harm your health, and in some cases, even raise your risk of serious conditions like stroke, heart attack, or dangerous drug interactions. And just so you know, this isn't meant to scare you away from blueberries. In fact, if you enjoy them the right way, they can absolutely be a miracle food for your body. But you've got to know the truth about how to eat them safely. So let's start with the first mistake, one I see far too many people making, and it's one that's especially common here in America where convenience is king. Mistake number 1 is relying on store-bought blueberry products instead of the real thing. Think about it: blueberry muffins, blueberry yogurt, blueberry breakfast bars, even those so-called blueberry drinks. They look delicious, they sound healthy, but if you turn the package around and read the label, you'll find that most of these blueberry products barely contain any real blueberries at all. Instead, they're packed with sugar, artificial flavors, food dyes, and preservatives. Some don't even use real blueberries. They use little sugar balls dyed blue to make it look like fruit. For a senior who's watching their blood pressure, blood sugar, and weight, that's not just a small mistake. It's a dangerous one. Why? Because sugar is one of the top enemies of seniors over 60. When your body's insulin sensitivity goes down with age, those sugar-loaded blueberry snacks can spike your blood sugar levels through the roof, and over time, that leads to higher risk of type 2 diabetes, worsening blood pressure, and even memory problems. Plus, the preservatives and food dyes can irritate your digestive system and add stress to your liver, which at your age doesn't recover as quickly as it used to. Now here's the kicker. Seniors often eat these products thinking they're doing something good for their health. They've heard blueberries are good for the brain, so they grab a blueberry muffin with their morning coffee. They think it's helping, when in reality, it's doing the opposite. That's why this mistake can be so sneaky and so devastating. But the solution is simple. If you love blueberries, eat real fresh or frozen blueberries. That's it. Whole fruit, nothing added. When you do that, you're giving your body pure antioxidants like anthocyanins, which protect your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and even sharpen memory. But when you trade real blueberries for fake, processed blueberry products, you're not just missing out on the benefits. You're swallowing ingredients that push you closer to the very diseases you're trying to avoid. Now let's move on to mistake number 2, which might surprise you. It's eating too many blueberries all at once, thinking that if a little is good, a lot must be better. I know this sounds counterintuitive. After all, blueberries are healthy, right? They're packed with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. But here's the truth. Seniors' bodies don't handle massive portions of fruit sugar, called fructose, as well as younger people do. When you're over 60, your liver processes sugar more slowly, and eating large amounts of fruit in one sitting can overload your system. Imagine pouring too much water into a funnel all at once. Instead of flowing smoothly, it spills over and makes a mess. That's what happens in your body when you eat an entire pint of blueberries in one go. Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin levels surge, and your liver gets stressed. Over time, that stress leads to fat buildup in the liver, higher triglycerides, and higher blood pressure. And here's another hidden danger: eating too many blueberries can interact with medications. For example, blueberries are natural blood thinners. If you're already taking blood-thinning medication like warfarin or even aspirin, eating large amounts of blueberries can increase your risk of bleeding. This isn't something most doctors explain, but it's critical for seniors to know. I once spoke with a woman named Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She loved blueberries and ate them by the bowlful every morning. One day she noticed unusual bruising on her arms and legs. When she went to her doctor, they found her blood wasn't clotting properly. The combination of her medication and her overconsumption of blueberries had created a dangerous situation. Thankfully, they caught it in time, but not everyone is so lucky. The key here is moderation. The sweet spot for seniors is about half a cup to 1 cup of blueberries a day. That gives you all the brain-boosting, heart-protecting benefits without overloading your system. Think of blueberries as medicine. The right dose heals, but too much can harm. Now, I want you to pause for a second and think about what we've covered so far. These first 2 mistakes, processed blueberry products and overeating fresh blueberries, are so common yet so overlooked, and the truth is, they're just the beginning. There are 4 more mistakes that seniors make with blueberries, mistakes that could make the difference between using them as a powerful health ally or turning them into a hidden risk. And this is why I'm urging you to stay with me through this whole video. Because each of these mistakes, when you understand them, gives you the power to take control of your health. You don't need to give up blueberries. You don't need to stop enjoying them. You just need to eat them the right way. And when you do, you unlock one of nature's most powerful gifts for your heart, your brain, and your longevity. So take a breath, maybe even grab a glass of water, and get ready. Because in the next part of this video, I'm going to walk you through mistake number 3 and mistake number 4. And trust me, these are the ones almost nobody talks about, but every senior in America needs to hear. Now that we've uncovered the first 2 mistakes with blueberries, it's time to go even deeper. Because the truth is, some of the most dangerous mistakes are the ones that don't seem obvious at all. They're the ones people make because they assume that if something is natural, it must be safe in every form. And that brings me to mistake number 3, which I call the supplement trap. Mistake number 3 is depending on blueberry supplements or extracts instead of eating the real fruit. Walk into any pharmacy, health store, or even big box retailer here in America, and you'll find entire shelves lined with bottles labeled blueberry extract, superfruit capsules, or brain boost with blueberries. They're marketed as being easier than eating the fruit itself. Just pop a pill and you're done. For a senior who's busy, maybe tired of cooking, or dealing with mobility issues, this can sound like a dream. But the reality is far different. When you take blueberries out of their natural form and concentrate them into a pill, you're messing with the balance of nutrients your body expects. Real blueberries aren't just antioxidants. They're a package deal: fiber, vitamins, minerals, and water, all working together in harmony. The fiber slows down the absorption of sugar. The water keeps you hydrated. The vitamins and minerals help your body process the antioxidants properly. When you strip that away and just take the concentrated compounds, you're giving your body an unnatural dose that it doesn't know how to handle. For seniors especially, this can be risky. Concentrated blueberry supplements can interact with medications. They can thin your blood too much, disrupt your digestion, or even upset your liver. Not to mention, the supplement industry in the United States is shockingly under-regulated. Studies have found that many blueberry supplements don't even contain the compounds they claim, and some are contaminated with heavy metals or fillers that do more harm than good. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a man named Richard, 68 years old, from Texas. He heard that blueberries were great for memory, and he wanted to protect himself from dementia because his father had suffered from Alzheimer's. So he bought a bottle of blueberry extract capsules online and started taking them every day. After a few weeks, he began to experience stomach pain, dizziness, and fatigue. When he finally checked with his doctor, they discovered the supplement was interacting with his blood pressure medication and stressing his kidneys. Richard was trying to protect his brain, but ended up hurting his body. This is why I always say food first. Supplements should never replace real food, especially for seniors. If you want the benefits of blueberries, eat the berries themselves. Frozen is fine, fresh is fine, but whole fruit is what your body is designed to use. Pills and powders are shortcuts that too often backfire. Now let's move to mistake number 4, one that might surprise you because it involves something most people think is perfectly safe: mixing blueberries with the wrong foods. Here's what I mean. Blueberries on their own are incredible, but when seniors mix them with certain high sugar or processed foods, the health benefits get canceled out. One of the most common examples is breakfast. I can't tell you how many people I've met who proudly tell me, "Oh, I eat blueberries every day with my cereal." Then I ask what cereal they're eating, and it's usually one of those sugary brands loaded with refined carbs, artificial flavors, and almost no real nutrition. What happens when you add blueberries to a bowl of sugary cereal? The antioxidants in the blueberries get buried under the blood sugar spike from the cereal. Instead of helping your blood vessels, you're stressing them. Instead of calming inflammation, you're creating more of it. And for seniors whose arteries may already be stiffening or narrowing, this is a dangerous combination. Another common trap is adding blueberries to desserts like ice cream or pancakes drowning in syrup. Sure, the blueberries are there, but the sugar, refined flour, and unhealthy fats completely overwhelm the benefits. It's like putting a teaspoon of medicine in a gallon of poison. You're not helping yourself. And here's something even more surprising: mixing blueberries with certain dairy products can actually reduce their antioxidant power. Some studies have shown that proteins in milk can bind to the antioxidants in blueberries, making them less available for your body to use. So if you're eating blueberries to boost your heart and brain, drowning them in milk or cream might be cutting their effectiveness in half. I remember speaking with a woman named Joyce from Florida, 74 years old. She loved her morning routine of blueberries on top of a big bowl of sugary granola with milk. She thought she was being so healthy. But despite eating blueberries every day, her blood pressure and cholesterol weren't improving. Once she learned about the food combinations, she switched to plain oats with blueberries, walnuts, and a little cinnamon. Within months, her doctor told her she had made dramatic improvements in her heart health. This is the power of eating blueberries the right way, not just throwing them onto whatever's convenient. Pair them with foods that enhance their benefits, like plain oats, nuts, or plain Greek yogurt. Avoid mixing them with processed sugars and refined carbs. It's a small change, but for seniors, it can mean the difference between healing your arteries and harming them. So let's take stock of where we are. We've now covered 4 of the 6 mistakes seniors make with blueberries. Mistake 1, relying on fake blueberry products instead of real fruit. Mistake 2, eating too many at once, overloading your body. Mistake 3, depending on supplements instead of the real thing. And mistake 4, mixing blueberries with the wrong foods, canceling out their benefits. What do all these mistakes have in common? They happen because we live in a world that makes shortcuts and convenience look attractive. We're told to eat quick, buy cheap, and trust labels without asking questions. But when you're over 60, you can't afford those shortcuts anymore. Every bite you take matters more than ever before. And here's the good news: when you avoid these mistakes, blueberries can become one of the most powerful tools in your diet. They can help reduce your blood pressure, improve your memory, support your digestion, and even lower your risk of heart disease and stroke. But you've got to know how to use them wisely. That's why in the final part of this video, we're going to tackle the last 2 mistakes. These are the ones that catch people off guard, the ones almost nobody talks about, but they can be the most dangerous of all. If you've made it this far, you owe it to yourself to stick around. Because knowing these last 2 mistakes could be the difference between using blueberries to extend your life or accidentally shortening it. We've already walked through 4 of the biggest mistakes seniors make with blueberries: fake products, overeating them, relying on supplements, and mixing them with the wrong foods. By now, you probably realize blueberries are more powerful than most people think, but they're also more delicate than most people realize. And that brings us to mistake number 5, one that most folks never even consider: ignoring pesticide exposure. Blueberries are often ranked among the fruits with the highest pesticide residues in the United States. That's right, those shiny, perfectly blue berries you see in the supermarket often come coated with chemicals meant to kill insects, fungi, or weeds. And while these chemicals might protect the crop, they don't protect your body. For a younger person, The body might be able to handle small amounts over time. But for seniors, whose liver and kidneys may already be working harder due to age or medications, pesticide exposure can become a serious burden. Studies have linked pesticide residues to hormone disruption, nervous system problems, and even an increased risk of certain cancers. The sad truth is that many seniors eat blueberries to protect their health, not realizing they may be swallowing something harmful at the same time. And washing blueberries underwater helps, but it doesn't remove everything. Some pesticides seep into the skin or cling to waxy coatings that simple rinsing can't touch. That's why it's so important to buy organic blueberries whenever possible. Yes, they're a little more expensive, but what you're really paying for is peace of mind. You're protecting your body from unnecessary toxins, and if organic isn't always available, frozen organic blueberries are a great backup. They're often cheaper, available year-round, and just as nutritious as fresh. Let me share the story of a senior couple from Oregon, Bill and Sandra, both in their early 70s. They had been eating conventional blueberries every day, thinking they were making the healthiest choice. But Bill started experiencing strange headaches and digestive issues that his doctor couldn't explain. After reading an article about pesticides on berries, they decided to switch to organic blueberries exclusively. Within weeks, Bill's symptoms improved, and Sandra noticed she felt more energetic too. Was it coincidence? Maybe. But countless seniors have told me similar stories after making the same change. So remember, mistake number 5 is underestimating the dangers of pesticides. Choose organic whenever you can, and if budget is an issue, prioritize blueberries because they're one of the most heavily sprayed fruits in America. Now let's move on to mistake number 6, which I believe is the most dangerous mistake of all. This one doesn't involve how you buy blueberries or how you mix them, but when you eat them. Mistake number 6 is eating blueberries at the wrong time of day, especially late at night. Here's why timing matters. Blueberries naturally contain natural sugars and compounds that give you a gentle boost of energy. During the day, this is fantastic. It fuels your brain, supports your heart, and helps your digestion work smoothly. But if you eat a big bowl of blueberries right before bed, your body doesn't have time to process them the right way. Instead of resting, your digestive system stays active, spiking your blood sugar when it should be steady. For seniors, this can lead to restless sleep, frequent bathroom trips at night, and even higher morning blood sugar levels if you're dealing with prediabetes or diabetes. Think about it. Your body is designed to repair itself at night. That's when your cells restore, your brain clears out toxins, and your heart rate slows down to recover. But if you dump in a load of fruit sugars too late, you interrupt that process. And while it might not seem like a big deal once or twice, over time it can take years off your life. I spoke with a gentleman named Harold, 77 years old, from Ohio. He had trouble sleeping for years and couldn't figure out why. He was on medications, tried herbal teas, even sleep masks, but nothing worked. Then one night, while journaling his habits, he realized he had been eating a big bowl of blueberries with yogurt as his nighttime snack, almost every evening. When he switched that habit to the afternoon instead of bedtime, his sleep improved almost instantly. Within weeks, he felt sharper, calmer, and more rested, all because of timing. So here's the takeaway: enjoy your blueberries in the morning or afternoon. Pair them with foods that stabilize blood sugar, like oats, nuts, or plain yogurt. Avoid making them a late-night snack. Seniors already struggle with sleep issues more than younger people, and eating blueberries too close to bedtime only makes it worse. At this point, we've covered all 6 of the fatal mistakes seniors make with blueberries. Eating fake blueberry products instead of the real fruit. Overeating blueberries and stressing the body. Relying on supplements and extracts instead of whole fruit. Mixing blueberries with the wrong foods, especially sugary or processed ones. Ignoring pesticide exposure by choosing conventional instead of organic. Eating blueberries at the wrong time, especially late at night. Now, I want you to think about something important. Each of these mistakes may not seem like a big deal on its own, but when combined, they can quietly chip away at your health. They can increase your risk of heart disease, raise your blood sugar, disrupt your sleep, weaken your brain, and stress your liver. And the tragedy is most seniors have no idea. They think they're doing the right thing. They think they're protecting their health. But here's the hope: once you know these mistakes, you can avoid them. And when you do, blueberries can become one of the most powerful foods in your diet. Imagine starting your day with a small bowl of organic blueberries paired with plain oats and walnuts. You're nourishing your heart, fueling your brain, calming inflammation, and lowering your risk of disease. Imagine enjoying them frozen in a smoothie with spinach and flaxseed in the afternoon. You're giving your body energy, strength, and vitality. This is why blueberries have been called nature's gift to seniors. They're delicious, accessible, and packed with compounds that science is only beginning to understand. But they only work their magic if you respect them, use them wisely, and avoid the traps we've just talked about. So as we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Don't just eat blueberries, eat them the right way. Choose organic. Keep your portions balanced. Skip the supplements. Pair them with real, whole foods. Eat them during the day, not before bed. And never fall for fake products dressed up as healthy. If you take these lessons to heart, you'll not only protect your body, but you'll also protect your future. Because at the end of the day, food is medicine, but only if you use it wisely. And here's my call to action for you. If this video opened your eyes, don't stop here. This channel is dedicated to helping seniors like you discover the truth about health, longevity, and nutrition. So if you want to keep learning the secrets that could save your life, make sure you come back and watch my other videos. Each one is packed with tips, warnings, and insights that you won't hear anywhere else. Remember, your health is your greatest gift. Protect it, cherish it, and let something as simple as a blueberry become your ally, not your enemy.